Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Blue Diamond Ranked, where we go back and we look at the poll results, asking you, the fans, what grade you would give all the different projects that Blue Diamond filmmakers have made. I know it's been a while since episode 2, but we've been heavily busy making The Lost Scene 5 Retribution. And now that film is complete, I'm finally going back and catching up on all these polls. And we'll be releasing several episodes right together to make up for lost time. And in this episode, we are looking at the Survivor series. So, to get right into it, I asked the question, what grade would you give The Survivor Season 1? And with 11 votes, 36% gave it an A, 45% gave it a B, and 18% gave it a C. And when we do all the math here, and considering A a score of 5, B a score of 4, C a score of 3, D a score of 2, and F a score of 1, then the Survivor Season 1 ends up with an average score of 4.18. Which I'll admit is a fairly fair score. I honestly might have given it a bit lower. I think the first season kind of a little bit almost muddles its way kind of through, because at the start I really didn't know where I was taking it. It literally was a spur of the moment, last minute decision to make the Survivor series in the first place. I made a pilot not thinking anyone would like it, then everyone liked it, and I made 4 more episodes just trying to continue it in what way I could, and then waited a few months and kind of planned out the rest of the season with Sean Phillips, and was able to get like special effects put in, stuff like fighters and laser blasts and stuff like that put in. But before that, it was just very much just come up with something within a week and film it and make it and post it. So I think the first season kind of feels a little disjointed because of that, because I wasn't sure where to go with it, and a lot of things changed over time. I had introduced Chris, but I knew Chris would only be there for a day, so then I had to immediately get rid of his character and stuff like that. So I think the first season wasn't the strongest, but it is nice to see that people still show it some love. Moving onwards, I then asked about the Survivor Season 2, and out of 12 votes, 42% gave it an A, and 58% gave it a B, leaving C, D, and F at 0%. Which, when we do all the math, ends up with an average score of 4.42. Which is a pretty good score. I mean, that is standing pretty strong at this time. And I was quite surprised because there weren't a whole lot of comments or views or likes when Season 2 came out. So I always assumed, people didn't like Season 2, hence why Season 3 ended up getting canceled. But now, looking back on it, it seems that people really did actually enjoy Season 2. I think it might have been just a case of YouTube was changing at that time, because I have noticed since about 2012, 2013, comments have gone way down from what they used to be. And same with even views and stuff. We even actually had a comment on this poll from Kai Dunn, who said, "I loved it." Short and simple review, but it's really nice to see at least one comment on these votes. That'll leave us just to go with saying the final poll for what grade would you give the Survivor War's End? And with 11 votes, 36% gave it an A, 55% gave it a B, and a final 9% gave it a C, leaving 0% with D and an F. So when we do the math here, we end up with a average score of 4.27, which means now when we put it all together with the James Bond films and the Lost Scene films, those films also having updated scores since the last time we took the votes, which also means the Lost Scene 3 has now officially lost its perfect score of 5.0. We now see that the Survivor Season 2 has landed into 3rd place. The Survivor War's End is slipped into 5th place. And the Survivor Season 1 has slipped into 7th place. And honestly, these rankings are quite interesting. I would never have guessed Survivor Season 2 to be ahead of War's End. I always figured War's End would actually be the top. Because Survivor Season 2, it is the best structured season. I think it flows really well and really does get from the beginning of the season to the end of the season pretty naturally. We even had that nice small story arc with the survivors and dealing with like Chris's character being actually a spy and stuff like that, which I think worked out pretty well. But in the end, I think it didn't live up quite to the potential it should have. However, with War's End, I can also see why it doesn't get ranked as high, because it does drag a bit after he leaves the resistance group. The movie kind of drags, and I think I probably could have shortened it by probably 20 minutes to half an hour. Probably could have been shortened down. There's a bit of just kind of meddling going on where just between the time of the final battle and right before that when he leaves the group. I think the bit in between there is kind of boring, so I can see why it kind of gets dragged down because of that. Also, with these poll results, I had to ask the question. I asked an extra poll, which was, after seeing the poll results of The Survivor, I wanted to ask a follow-up question. What do you think should have happened after Season 2? With 13 votes, 46% said leave it as is with the finale movie War's End. 38% said Season 3 with the finale at the end. And then final 15% said Season 3 with a possible Season 4 or at least the War's End movie after the third season to end it. And then there were 0 votes for all 5 seasons and 0% with any other suggestions. Which in the end shows me, I think what we did was the appropriate way to end out the series. With, just end it with the movie. I mean, or if we had done it instead of being a movie, just done it as the third season. That was the appropriate way to end it. Just 3 stories, basically. You know, Season 1, Season 2, and then a third story at the end. So, in the end, we did what we needed to do. But in the end, thank you all again for voting. I know it's not much to say on this, but I've got several episodes that we're going through, so we're going to see the list change quite a bit here as more projects get added, as the next vote will be for the filmmaker films, the Compare Network, and The Real Business. So I will see you in that episode, and we will see how the scoreboard changes out. Thank you for watching.